Quick question. How many of you all would have heard about Veeam? Oh, it's only this portion, so there's a lot of education to be done this side. Okay, first and foremost, thank you very much, ETCSO, for giving the opportunity. So by the time the slide comes, a lot of you all will be wondering this side of the stage as what is a backup solution doing in a conference of CISOs? Yes? No? Sorry, I'm not able to hear you all. Sir, the people who raise the hands. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, it is availability of data. Do you think, a question before it comes is, would people who are managing security like you all, day in and day out, is data availability important to you all? As much as the CIO team drives it, the CISO team also would be important. I think probably when there is a ransomware attack, probably, how fast we bring that business back. So that's one of the pioneer features and functionality that we were able to do it. We'll probably cover that in the presentation. Sorry. Yes, sir. Thank you for mentioning on that. When we talk about availability, we are talking to bring the business back in hours would be a good time, or minutes or seconds. What would be a good time? Within hours? Okay. So today, business is challenging us. Can you bring it in minutes? And a couple of them, sorry? Depends on the criticality. Yes, sir. When we talk about criticality, okay, when we talk about, sorry, when we talk about criticality, sir, what do you mean by criticality, if I can ask you, sir? Yes, sir. Sorry, you are mentioning important.
What I'm saying, the criticality depends on the industry perspective also.
Right.
Suppose if you're in a critical industry, like in a banking industry, for that matter, then you don't have option also for that.
Right.
It has to be, as soon as possible, you have to do it.
Correct.
That is the reality. You just can't, even for the hours, you cannot shut down the entire banking functionality and just be like that. It has to be as soon as possible.
Minutes, within seconds, probably.
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Okay. Right, sir. Thank you very much for that, sir. I think that across all the verticals that we have seen, sir, for you from a banking point of view, we have seen that from, say, from a pharma point of view. We also seen that from telco's organization point of view. Downtime becomes very crucial for that industry to bring the business back within seconds or within minutes. Or I would also want to say something like zero downtime is what people are also looking at as such. Sure, thank you. So when we talk about Axle, for the audience who do not know Veeam, we are the most trusted provider of backup and recovery data management solution, or the modern data protection. When we talk about modern, the word a lot of people get confused or think of is all the applications today are modern. All the data protection solutions are today modern. But when we see the journey of cloud adoption, how many of you in the room would be comfortable in a cloud adoption journey, sir? Some may, some aren't, but how many of them would be, sir? Person at the back. Anybody comfortable on the cloud adoption journey? No. Okay. Sorry. Then I'm trying to make the session as interactive as possible, because you did know that we are a backup solution, but would want to bring your involvement on how you can look at a data protection like Veeam inside your organization's daily needs. So when we say modern, we are talking about cloud adoption. Today, evolvement of Kubernetes containers is getting higher adoption as such. Where is legacy solutions ready to adopt for those change is a yes and no. That's where Veeam's innovation has made that come through, and modern data protection is what we are. So one of Satya Nadella's very important statement that he says is, our industry does not respect tradition, it only respects innovation. And I think all of you will accept, right? Innovation is not there. You shape out of the vertical or that particular industry. So we need to keep innovating. When we talk about last year, pandemic 2021, Veeam as an organization, we ensured at least 15 product releases because so much of security threats were there, malware threats were there. The adoption of Office 365 Salesforce started to grow rapidly. So data needed to be protected, not only on premises as much as you go to your SaaS and cloud adoption journey as such. So what do we do in detail? What are the platforms that we protect? As much as on-premises is there, people are progressing towards cloud adoption on AWS, Azure, Google. We are talking SaaS platforms like, say, Microsoft. Hybrid is the way that organizations are behaving globally. So when we talk about the platform from a backup point of view, as much as if you see the databases, the virtualization stack, the NAS stack that we are backing up, we are also building it ready for SaaS adoptions. How many of you would be adopting SaaS platforms, sir? Oh, okay. So that means there is hybrid adoption on-prem as well as SaaS point of view. So when we talk about modern, we need to keep in mind the vision of you all adopting that particular journey as such. So what is it for you all as an people who are sitting here from Veeam to take away is ransomware protection is important. I know the whole day people are talking ransomware, but how do we add value from a ransomware? I will talk about it later. Cloud adoption, we just spoke, and Kubernetes, how do we accelerate? Followed with backup modernization. So let's go to the first challenges. Ransomware threatens entire business and delay in recovery in existing essential threat access. So when we talk about, sir did mention about the restoration point of view as such. So with Veeam, we are talking terabytes of data that we are able to restore in minutes. Terabytes. Do you think, can anybody do terabytes, or do you think it's a reality that we can do terabytes of data restoration in minutes, sir? No. So this was an innovation that we did almost 15 years back. A classic example that I remember we did POC of 5 years back and adopted a customer is 23 terabytes. We restored it in 6 minutes. Legacy, the same 23 terabytes, you had to do cataloging, you had to do a lot of tapes, attaching, restoring, all of that. It took them 2 to 3 days. When we saw the 23 terabyte, which was an exchange is business critical, right? We did 23 terabytes in 6 minutes. Do you think that's what a business wants? And that today has evolved in restoration, multiple applications and operating systems in minutes. Gone are the days of hours together or days together as such. So when we talk about those challenges, we are talking about instant recovery of a scale where you may have umpty number of databases, virtualization platform, cloud platform, you want to recover it. Backup everybody does in this industry, sir. What comes handy is restoration. And when we talk about restoration, you need to depend on an administrator to go manually sit down and restore, which goes into hours. Vis-a-vis with Veeam, we have automated. Not only that we do backup every single day, Veeam also automatically restores. Have you all heard about auto restoration anywhere? This is something that we innovated, which is a feature called Sure Backup, which every single day we do a backup, late in the night, we restore and give that back to the business, mentioning that backup happened and also Veeam restored. So tomorrow morning, you get compliance notifications, whatever industry, whether you're finance, manufacturing, all of them. Auditors are very important to business. They come regularly to audit, right? And you want to showcase reports to them. That's where the reports that we generate are built from a compliance point of view. When we talk about immutability, is ransomware a threat, right? So we want to ensure that the backups that we do are immutable. So we follow the rule called as 3-2-1 rule. All of you would know at least the basic 3-2-1 rule, where we are having 3 copies of data, 2 stored on 2 different medias, and 1 of the data off-sited. The new innovation is 1 and 0. 1 is we are ensuring that the data is immutable. Maybe an insider threat, maybe an external threat. 1 is immutability, and 0 is zero data loss. When we talk about zero data loss, we invented features like continuous data protection, where we are able to have that near zero RTOs and RPOs as such. Secure restoration, I already spoke about. Auto restoration every single night. People don't do restoration because you don't have resources, that is human resources, you don't have infrastructure resources, and you don't have time, which we negate with our tool called as backup secure restoration as such. How many of you all would do DR tests, sir? Raise of hands, please. And how often would that be, sir, the DR tests? Twice a year. Okay, right, sir. So at least you are ensuring a business continuity process is there, and you also meet your order. When we talk about DR orchestrator, sir, I want to do, now it is 6:30, when people are working, I want to do a DR drill now. I can do it with my particular tool seamlessly. I say, Amritsar has my data center, it goes down, I want to run my business from, say, Kolkata. I'm able to do that in minutes. I can do it in a DR drill now. That's the confidence that we give back to business. Do you think there's a value to it, sir? Only the desk. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you very much. It's making me happy that I'm able to present better. The other challenge is, we spoke about cloud and Kubernetes. There are people who want to adopt cloud, but in the journey, is my infrastructure, my people, my resources, my data secure? Yes. How we do it is common clouds, AWS, Azure, and GCP. These are typically common clouds that are there, sir. We are trying to use cloud as multi-purpose. People are going tapeless, sir. We had one of a customer who was here on the forum who has close to 18,000 tapes, where we ensured the tapes, the tapes LTO6, LTO7, LTO8 generations are changing. And the challenge with that is manageability of those tapes. So they took a journey of adopting AWS cloud as a tapeless methodology. So we are able to take the data, send it to AWS cloud. What do you think? Is it in GBs or in TBs, sir? What do you think it may be a data size? The data that we are sending for around 18,000 tapes. TBs? So we just fell short by around 40 terabytes for a petabyte of data that we are sending every single day. It's a huge pharmaceutical company who is ensuring that no more tapes have been used. That's the seamlessness of people adopting cloud. Now, what else can you do with the data which goes to the cloud? I have a data center. The data center goes down. I can spin up and run the business from the cloud. We're talking, again, minutes, and giving that compatibility to convert the on-premises data to a cloud adoption journey. That's the seamless approach. Now, today I went to AWS. They're charging me X cost. They suddenly increase the price. Should I have a portability to send it to AWS? Should I have a portability to send it to Azure or any other cloud vendor? I can seamlessly do that one. So the mantra that we always have mentioned is, we are hardware agnostic, we are virtualization agnostic, we are now cloud agnostic. Wherever may be your data, it should be seamlessly backed up, seamlessly restored. Is there a value? Do you see, sir? Thank you. So when we talk about all of this, customer wants simplicity, whether it is VMware, whether it is cloud, whether it is physical server, they want a single pane of manageability. I don't want a GUI for cloud, I don't want a GUI for my on-premises or for my Kubernetes. I am ensuring that the manageability is simple for any administrator. Iteration is the biggest challenge, sir, where we are ensuring the new guy who comes in should be able to adopt quickly and make that business function as usual. That's one point where we have seen Veeam being very user-friendly for customers. We already spoke about backup and recovery. We spoke about the SLAs that we have. Yes, sir. Yep. Very much so. That's what we would want to ensure seamlessly. And we are talking cross-cloud. As I told you, I'm in AWS, the cost went high. I want to go to Azure or I want to go to GCP. That portability is my luxury, is my choice. I don't want to get locked to a vendor.
Okay, so in that case, if I have one service provider, AWS as of now, I want that one backup or my another solution backup also come onto Azure, then you will get this integrated into your VM solution itself.
So my solution will take care of all of those.
So
sir.
there is no backend working as a customer I have to do. Everything
No.
will be done by you.
Exactly right.
And
sir.
I will have a single console to monitor and see what is happening.
Exactly right. On-premises, cloud, hybrid cloud, all of that I'll be able to do it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So the whole forum, I would only want to say, put a test, put a challenge onto the Veeam teams, do a POC, and I will tell you, you will feel that yes, this product works. Globally, all the people who adopt, they say it just works. It's as simple as that one, sir. I continue. So when we talk about legacy solutions, we spoke about vendor locking. You're no more vendor locked to a particular hardware as such. So software defined, no lock. We're talking about recovery times and recovery point objectives. As I gave an example, we did a 23 terabyte restoration in 6 to 7 minutes, which is wow factor for a customer as such. So typically when we talk about data loss, we had one of a customer who was hit with a ransomware attack, and they were in the whole, it happened at 1 a.m. in the night, went on to around 4:35 in the morning. We were able to ensure at around 8, 9 o'clock till the last backup seamlessly, not with tapes, from their particular servers and their storage in minutes. Customer is like, this is what I wanted. I wanted, as much as I have a firewall, my backup also should be firewalled so that my business continuity plus my brand image is not impacted. That's the whole goal about continuity we are talking about. Last slide. Typically the applauds. All of you all would go and validate a Gartner Magic Quadrant from a business protection point of view. Am I investing in the right direction? So Gartner has ranked us for the past 6 years in the leaders quadrant, and for the past 3 years, we are far by the leaders in this particular domain as such. Similarly on IDC, and a good 4.7 from Gartner peers. I know this would be a typical marketing slide, but just give you a confidence that people who invest in Veeam have that comfort, they sleep with peace every single night, that backup is happening, plus recovery is also happening at the back end as such. Sorry, I'm exactly 0 time. Thank you.